Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Katie and today we are going to be creating some adorable Christmas cards using A Furry Merry Christmas stamp and thin cut from Close to My Heart. So this is just kind of a close-up of what the stamp and thin cuts look like. You can see the ones that are shaded in that kind of blue tone. Those are the ones that come with a thin cut. And then these sentiments, they don't come with a thin cut, but they do fit perfectly on the brackets that Close to My Heart sells. Or you'll see today on the project that I just stamped it directly to the card base. So here are the two examples that I created. I wanted to make one of each of the little critters. So I have the two cats already done. So here's just kind of a close-up. And then here is the other one. And you can see I kind of just made it very simple, essentially the same exact design and just changed up a few things. This one's definitely the more traditional colors, the green and red. And then this one I went with more of the blue tones and I thought that one turned out really cute. So the next one, the one we're going to be creating today, we'll be using that adorable little puppy dog. But what I wanted to show you is just to keep this easy, and I did hand cut all of these out, I wanted to keep in the same color tone. So I had kind of practiced different colors of the cats and then just decided, you know what, gray is the easiest. I'm going to go with that. So I just pretty much created them two different shades. So here's kind of the close-up. You can see this one's definitely a little darker than this one, but essentially same basic coloring, nothing really fancy. The only thing that I added to it was some glitter. And I did the same glitter technique to both of them. So the hat, I used the glitter gel, and this is in Moon Dust. And then for the lights, I used the diamond stickles. So I used both those stickle products and I just put them on different parts of the animal. And the reason I did that is because I find that the gel, which you essentially can use either a paintbrush with, or what I ended up using was the end of the paintbrush to kind of dab it on, is a little harder to control than the stickle. It's got a nice little point right on it. So I was able to control that on the lights a lot easier. So they're very similar in the sparkle, but again, I didn't, color in the lights. I did it on a few other ones, which I'll show examples of. You can kind of see the dog right here. I ended up kind of coloring him in different colors and added some stickles to him. This one I did in red, but I ended up wanting to just kind of keep it basic because I am going to mass produce these. These are going to be the cards that I'm going to be using this year. And just to keep it simple, I did the most basic coloring. So here is that adorable little puppy. And again, same thing, stuck to one color palette for these. Well, for the most part, I did give them, I guess, a little bit of different shade. I used two different kinds of brown, and then this is the same color. I just used different parts of the marker. So for this one, I used the dark and medium, and then this one, I used the light and medium. So this is one marker, but it gives you two totally different looks. So I really like that about these markers. So these are actually the markers that I used for the dog. I used the gold yellow blend, and then the earth brown. And then for the cat, I used the brown gray, and then, if I can get this right, the icy gray blend. And then for the green and the red, I used the dark red and then the light green. And these are those Spectrum Noir markers. These are awesome. You actually get 3 markers in one. You get the lightest shade to the darkest. So these are awesome. And then for the cat in the blue box, I used the blue turquoise. And then for a little bit of the accents to the cat's paw, I used the pale pink blend. And then the nose, I also colored with that as well. So we are going to go ahead and get the dog assembled. So again, this is a very easy card. And I drew inspiration actually from the catalog that was from, I believe, let's see here, September, October catalog. So this one right here is actually a slimline card, and I thought it was super cute, and this is what I wanted to recreate. I used some glitter instead of regular cardstock, and then I just used one animal per card. That's essentially where the inspiration came from. And the paper pack that I'm using is also in that collection, and the paper pack was the Mix In paper pack. and it had just a gorgeous collection of plaids. So this is the collection that I am using. And all of these so far will be the same. I did use this gray plaid. Right here is from the stitched rectangle frames. So I used the largest one, and you will get a frame and then this nice piece right here, which will go right on top of there. So I'm just going to use my ATG for this part. I am also going to use some sequins from my stash. They are former years sequins. They are kind of the Christmas collection ones. And then I believe for the cat, I just used the silver, so this blue cat. But it's going to look blue and not silver because it's more of like an iridescent one. So it'll actually reflect whatever color you put on it. So these ones match perfectly because that's kind of what they're designed to do. So that, you just simply put that right there on the base. This base has got that nice, beautiful orange on the back. I really liked this mix-in because it definitely could take you from fall into winter. So I really liked that. If it is still available, I will link that below. I am not sure if it's still available because it was in last month's catalog. So then right here, I cut 2 strips of the red glitter paper, and this is 1/8 of an inch, so it will actually go one length that way and that way. So this one is 5 inches, and this one's 3 3/4. So again, I'm just keeping them all the same, just again, for the ease of creating mass-produced items. It's just a little bit of the liquid adhesive, because I find that with this, it's much easier. You get a little bit more wiggle room when you use the liquid. You can use ATG or a tape runner as well. You can really use whatever adhesive works best for you. I just find that on the glitter paper, well, actually for the glitter paper and for thinner paper, so since this is only 1/8 of an inch, it's easier for me to use the liquid glue. So one tip I want to give everyone about the glitter paper, it is best to actually cut it face down. So when you're cutting it in your trimmer, it's best to put it down so you're essentially cutting the back part of it, which always looks like this white part, and then you won't dull your blade by actually cutting on the glitter, because this is actual glitter infused into the paper and it's solid. Like, this is not coming off. So if you're someone who doesn't really love glitter because it goes everywhere, Close to My Heart's glitter paper is fabulous. There is absolutely no dusting of it whatsoever. So on this one, I am going to change it up a little bit, and instead of using the pretty like bow that looks like wrapping paper bow, I'm just going to use this traditional looking bow. So this is the other bow that I used on the other cards. And again, though, the reason is just to kind of change it up a little bit, but essentially the elements are all the same. So then I'm going to use linen to kind of give it that nice little background. And just a little dauber. So just putting it right into the ink pad and kind of swirling it around on top. So I am very gently putting pressure onto the paper. And the reason is because I don't want like a big dauber circle going on there. I really want it to be kind of this nice little almost misty look in the background. I don't want it too dark. I don't want it to take away from the dog, but I do want it to kind of make that sentiment pop out, just because there's a lot of white on this particular card. So I did want to add a little bit of more of a gray tone, I would say, just because I am using the gray pattern for the majority of this background. Just going to go ahead and get that there so you can kind of see how that showed up. And then I'm going to use the Happy Howl Days, because this is the dog one. The other two are Wishing You a Perfect Christmas and then Meowie Christmas. I love the cute little pun on these. You can definitely use just, traditional Merry Christmas or anything else, but I thought might as well use the whole stamp set since I did buy it to use it, and I just think the little puns are actually really kind of adorable. So I'm just going to go ahead and place that straight down, put some good firm pressure. I did put that piece of foam on the back, and then there we go. So happy holidays right there. And then I'm just going to place the little dog right down there. And I didn't add any dimension or any foam tape or anything to the back of these cards. I kind of just wanted to keep them, again, super simple since I'm mass producing them. So you could easily add a little bit of foam tape. That would be really cute as well. So then for the little sequins, I'm going to try to just dig out the green ones because there's a lot of red on this card, and I kind of want to just have the green pop out. So I'm just going to take a few of these and kind of place them, and that looks good. Now I have every intent to use this jewel picker. Sometimes I remember to use it, sometimes I don't. It does have a thinner end right here, and then a thicker one too for larger items. So we'll see if I actually use this. A lot of times I don't because I kind of go, oh yeah, I should use the tool I have. So just a little bit of glue is really all you need. And then there you go. And this just makes it a lot easier to actually pick up the little sequins. If you don't have nails, they can kind of be a little hard to pick up and sometimes go flying everywhere. So this tool is, I just got it right off of Amazon. Again, it is called a jewel picker, and it was pretty inexpensive. So that does it for this card. So right here you can see the 3 cards that I created, and this is all using the A Furry Merry Christmas stamp and thin cut. So thank you so much as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial today. Happy crafting, and I will see you all next time.